News broadcast.
We're broadcasting live from Awesometown, Arizona, where it is currently 75 degrees and snowing. Today our theme is sensation. In my humble opinion, these stories are sensational.
To talk about the five senses, here is Haley Calamia, live from Atlantic City.
Thank you, Katie. As we all know, the five senses are vision, hearing, smelling, tasting, and touching. People mostly rely on sight. Shockingly, color is not what strikes our eyes, but pulses of electromagnetic energy. There are two physical characteristics of light, which helps determine our sensory experience of them. The light's wavelength, distance from one wave peak to the next, and intensity, the amount of energy in light waves influences brightness.
So can dogs see what we see?
Well, no. Vision also depends on the receptors we have in our eyes. Humans have 3, and dogs only have 2, because they lack the color receptor for red. But dogs are much better at smelling than us. In humans, smell is a chemical sense. We can detect 10,000 odors. Even one has their own chemical signature, which dogs can tell.
That's very interesting. Who's better at taste?
Well, I can't speak for dogs, but in humans, taste involves basic sensations. We can taste 5 things: sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and umami, which is a meaty taste. Taste is also a chemical sense. We use over 200 taste buds to recept the chemicals. Another interesting fact, taste influences by smell. This is called sensory interaction.
Wow, I never heard any of this before.
Hearing is another amazing sense. It is highly adaptive. We hear sound waves that vary in frequency and pitch, but we hear best with sounds that are in the range of the human voice. We have extremely complex ears that help us hear, but sometimes even they go wrong, and people suffer hearing loss. Deaf people often have sensory compensation. They become more sensitive to visual and touch sensations.
That really touched me.
Speaking of touch, our skin naturally identifies 4 sensations: pressure, warmth, cold, and pain. Pain is the only one without specific receptors on the body. It lets us know when we are injured or infected. Now that you guys can pack your senses, back to you.
Thank you, Haley, for that informative segment. Unfortunately, it's not always that simple.
Here we have reporter Jessica Becker to tell us about sensory disorders.
Thank you, Katie. I'm reporting here from Hogsmeade. There are some interesting characters here, and I'm reporting on an interesting disorder, synesthesia. Synesthesia is when one sense is perceived as if by one or more senses. For example, they see the number 6 as neon orange. Synesthetes tend to be women, left-handed people, neurologically normal, and in the same family. This disorder is involuntary, meaning they don't think of these perceptions, they just happen. They also have perceptions that are durable and generic.
And what does that mean?
Well, their perceptions are the same every time, and they are also only basic combinations of senses, not complete visions of rooms with objects and people. People with synesthesia often remember their secondary perception better than the first, like an earlier example when they would remember seeing a neon orange number, not the number 6. The cause is unknown, but we think it's because people are born with such cross connections and lose them as they mature. Synesthetes may not have lost connections.
Well, what if you were colorblind?
They lack functioning red or green sensitive cones, or both. Normally a color, such as red, reflects whatever long wavelength that particular color is, such as the red wavelength for red. The eye has 3 color receptors, one for red, green, and blue. When we put these colors together, we see other colors.
Thank you, Jessica, for that report. I can really see how it works now. And now, a word from our sponsor.
Are you bored with your sense of taste? Put a little sweetness in your mouth with cookies. It'll enhance the receptors on your taste buds by 10,000%. It works 90% of the time, every time. And it tastes so great, even bad smells can't influence it. Cookies, go get some today.
And that's the way the cookie crumbles.
That's all for tonight, everyone. Good night, and thank you for choosing FTN News. You heard it here first. See you tomorrow.
Join us next week for our travel special.
That's my home. Are you recording?
Yeah, I'm recording.
Oh.
Don't be scared by my man voice. It's a little scary.
Am I in the frame?
You should. You're just Dave Madison. Maria?
That really touched me.
Rapist.
Rapist? What?
What's Maria's part?
Oh.
I don't say rapist.
Okay, go ahead.
What are you talking about? Rapist.
Mr. Rob's gonna think we're crazy.
Okay.
Dad's here.
Hi, Dad.
You at the big house?
Wow.
We're doing our AP science.
Shut up.
That's a blooper.
Handle.
Windows, he's snatching your people up, trying to rape them, so you need to hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband, cause they're raping everybody out here. You don't have to come and confess, we're looking for you, we gon' find you, we gon' find you, so you can run and tell that, run and tell that, run and tell that. Oh boy. Because you teach tricky like reading prints and all, you are so dumb. You are really dumb, for real. really so dumb. I was attacked by some idiot in the project. So dumb, so dumb, so dumb. So she's climbing in your windows, she's snatching your people up, trying to rape them, so you need to hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife. And hide your husband, cause they're raping everybody. You don't have to come and confess, we're looking for you, we gon' find you, we gon' find you, so you can run and tell that, run and tell that, run and tell that, homeboy, homeboy.